Welcome everyone practicing at home. We're going to be moving through a practice today. It's going to be about 40, 45 minutes. We'll see how well we stick to that. Nicole and I are going to be practicing together. We'll move through a full warm-up. So the joint rotations that kind of go from head to toe that a lot of you guys are familiar with that practice at the studio. From there, we'll move into some bigger mobility work, and then into some more floor-based work, stretches, a little bit of core work. Should feel fantastic. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. For the first part, you're going to stand with your feet about hips width distance apart, and take a look down at your feet. So as you look down at your feet, you're going to try to relax your feet, keep your knees somewhere over the middle of your foot, and then you're going to try to just lift your big toe up off the ground. So it's okay if it feels weird and you feel kind of stupid, just go with it. You're going to put the big toe back down and then try to lift all the other toes up. So you're just kind of bringing some awareness into your feet. Relax those toes, lift the big toe up again. Awesome. And then put the big toe down and lift the other toes up. Rock stars. So relax all of your toes down. And now you're going to just try to lift them from the inside out, going up. So you're going to lift your big toe, then your second toe, then your third toe, your fourth toe, and then your fifth toe. And then you're going to put your fifth toe down, your fourth toe down, third toe down, second toe down, and then the big toe down. You're going to do that one more time, lifting from the inside of your foot to the outside, lifting up, and then from the outside in, putting the toes down. And then do one more, and if you want to make it just a little more challenging, close your eyes as you do it. Just like that. So now we're going to move our neck. So we're going to start by lifting our chin up, finding a stretch in the front of the throat. And then you're going to drop your chin down to your chest, lengthening out the back of the neck. We're just going to go through that a few times. Lift the chin up with the mouth closed, you're breathing through the nose. And then drop the chin down, stretch out the back of the neck from the base of the skull to even between the shoulder blades. One more time, lift the chin up, long throat, drop the chin, long back of neck. And then when you're ready, bring your head back up. We're going to side bend the neck, so you're going to tilt your ear over to the shoulder. And then you'll come up through the center, find neutral, and you're going to take it over to the other side. So you can do this with the eyes open or closed. Try to find your breathing. You're inhaling in the middle. And with your exhale, side bend the neck over. Inhaling up tall. Exhaling over. Just one more time. Inhaling up. Exhale over. Inhaling through the center. Exhale over. So we'll bring it back up to a neutral spine, and you're going to turn your chin. So the last direction we'll move for now is rotation of the neck. And then you're going to turn your chin all the way over the other shoulder. Head comes up through the middle, an inhale. Exhale, take the head over. A few more times, inhaling through the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, twist. Last one to stay even. Inhale. Exhale. Now you'll come back to neutral, and we're going to just drop the chin down to the chest. You can bend your knees a little bit here, just so you don't get locked up in the waist. You're going to start to turn your head in a big circle all the way around. So you're kind of connecting all these different directions we just visited. Long neck, heavy shoulders, trying to feel the stretch from the base of the skull to the front of the chest, to the back of the neck, all the spaces. And then as your head comes down the next time, you're going to switch directions. Just go the other way. So the head reverses its rotation. And you're just taking time here. You can go as slow as you need to. It can be way slower depending on what else you've done today. You're just waking up and really take the time to notice which muscles are stretching, where the joints feel fluid, where they feel a little bit stuck. And then the next time your head comes around, you're going to let your chin drop down to the chest and rebend the knees if you haven't. Take your hands to the back of the head You're going to heavy your elbows, so you're rounding the spine, stretching out the back of the neck, even between the shoulder blades. One more breath here. And then stand up tall. Feel like you can reach wide through the elbows, arching the upper back, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then we'll stretch the arms up to the ceiling, and then press your arms down by the side like you can feel the air underneath the hands. Really good. Start to roll your shoulders. If you notice you're getting stuck in the legs and you've been locking your knees out, just kind of move a little bit, either one knee or both knees. So you're just moving your scapula forward, up, back, and down, stretching out the shoulder blade muscles, the chest. When you're ready, switch directions. So either just the shoulders moving, or the knees are getting into it as well. Really good. So from here, go ahead and take your hands in front of your face, circle the wrists. So the palms can stay together. You can bring your forearms to touch, and the elbows are lifted up kind of high. See if you can get them above the shoulders. And then reverse that circle. Awesome. Let it go, just kind of shake it out. Shake it out however much you need, any time in class. We're going to move the shoulder a little bit. So first we're going to just try to move the arm. So with your right arm or your left arm, doesn't really matter which, try to let the shoulder come all the way up to the ear, and without rotating the torso, just make a big circle back. The arm sweeps forward, let the shoulder blade rise, and then sweep the arm back. And then we'll just reverse it, other way. Shoulder blade leads the movement. I like to have my hand on the rib, but it could really be anywhere. I just like to feel my body move. So now we'll go the other way, but this time you're going to try to let your body turn. So imagine you can trace the biggest circle possible. The arm comes forward, you stretch across the midline, big circle back. Let's just reverse that. Big circle up and around. Yeah, one more for good measure. And if ever you do like an uneven number of these or it feels different from side to side, it doesn't really matter. It will work itself out over time. Let's switch to the other arm, letting the shoulder blade rise, touch the neck, and then circle the arm back. So the first two in each direction are going to be just the arm and shoulder moving. Go the other way. So really try to feel what's happening around the rib cage as you do this. And then making it a little bit bigger, stretch the arm across the front of the body, turn the chest back as the arm comes down. And again, biggest circle, adding that rotation of the rib cage, reaching through the arm. And then we'll just reverse it. Go the other way, all the way around, feeling like you're getting into the corners of your body. We're going to move our spine now. So we're going to do an arch. So you're letting your hips tilt back and your chest lift up. So it's a balance between head and neck right over the hips. And then you're going to round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone underneath. So you're rounding your lower back. And then we'll keep going like that. Inhaling, you get tall in the middle. With your exhale, reach the arms wide. Bend the knees if you like, lift the chest up. So it's a pec stretch. Inhale in the middle, and with your exhale, give yourself a big hug. Cross the elbows, feel the shoulder blades spread apart. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling up, exhale, arch. And then with your inhale, come up, and your exhale, round, maybe opposite arm on top. As you come to the middle, neutral spine again, your inhale takes you up, and with your exhale, it's a side bend. You can go over either direction. With your inhale, come up. Exhale, side bend over. Trying to get the ribs and the hips to move. Inhaling up through the center. Exhale, side bend. Inhaling up. Exhale, side bend. So we'll do it again. You're coming up, and this time you're going to take the arm along for the ride. So you side bend over. And then just for the next few seconds, I want you to play with this top arm coming down towards your leg. So you're kind of getting into that corner again. You might even touch the ground or your foot. And then turn the chest open, take the arm out wide, so you're opening up the chest. We'll do that again. Round down, hollow a bit as you tap the hand to the leg or the floor or the air. Then stretch the arm out wide. We'll do the other side. So the other arm comes up, side bend over, and then play with the corners of it, coming down to the outer edge, and then taking that top arm back to the midline, turn the chest. One more time, round, and then open it up. Awesome. Come back to the center. Final direction, we'll get a little bit looser in. We're going to twist. So it's rotation of the spine with the arms kind of swing. You can make these little taps, getting yourself in the chest and the lower back. You could keep your feet planted. I like to often let my heel lift, just so it kind of flows through the whole body a little bit better. Take a few more moments of this. Cool, and let's come into a gentle swing of the arms. So leading from the legs, let the arms come up in front, down and back. So it doesn't need to be a big movement, just kind of letting your body connect, finding that power from the floor, transmitting through the arms. So you can do a few more of those. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch to one arm in front, one arm in back. So if ever you really like one of these, feel free to spend a little bit longer doing it. And relax the arms. From here, let's circle at the hips. So kind of starting with the butt out, circle the hips around, tuck the pelvis, make a big circle. So a little bit of bend in the knees might let you isolate the movement. A little bit more in this lumbar pelvic region. That's fun to say. Go the other way. And then when you're ready, step your feet together, hands on your knees. Let the knees come past the toes a bit, and then make a few circles around the feet. And then go the other way. Nice. Cool. So from here, we're going to move into some spinal waves. So the spinal wave is going to start in the arched position that we did before. And you're going to start to hinge forward from the hips. So you can keep the knees bent as you do this. And then when you're not going any lower, relax the torso down, start to tuck the tailbone, and let it initiate from rolling up through the spine. So you're coming up one vertebra at a time to the top, arch at the top, hinge forward from the waist, and then it's going to be the hips that reverse it. Tuck the tailbone, that initiates the rolling up one vertebra at a time. We're going to do just like 3 more of those. So the more you bend the knees, the more that creates a little bit of a relief in the hamstring stretch. If you want a deeper hamstring stretch, you can try to do this with straight legs. We'll just give you time to do one more spinal wave, hinging forward, and then rolling up. And then we're going to practice, we'll come back to that in a moment. For a moment, just make a few more big circles in the arms, both arms at a time, or both arms at the same time. So going with that same idea of try to cover the ears, feel the ribs move a bit, reverse the circle. And then we're going to come back to this. For now, let's start to reverse that spinal wave. You're going to tuck your chin down, round down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. So it's the head going down first, and then towards the bottom of it, start to bend the knees, lift your chin, and look up. So you're arching to come up. And then you're going to tuck the chin and round the spine to come down. Rounding down one vertebra at a time. Lift the chin to arch up. Round down. Maybe the last one. You're adding the arms. Stretch the arms out wide. Inhale. Exhale. Dive. Last one for the hell of it. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. You're coming up. Exhale. Arms come down. Cool, so we should have a nice heat going in the body at this point. Let's take the feet a little bit wider now, and we're going to start to sit down into our horse stance. So you drop the hips down, you can have hands on the knees for support. It doesn't need to be this low, it could be a much smaller horse stance if you need. And then just come up for a moment, let it neutralize, and then you got to get back in it. So we'll sit down in the hips, kind of rock a little bit side to side, and then stand up. Okay, we're going to stay in this one. Sit down in the hips. This time cross your arms over your chest. You're going to bring your arms, your body all the way over to the side, come down across the middle. Once you get all the way over to the other side, bring the torso up. Take it over, bring it down, bring it across. And when you get all the way to the other side, bring the body up. We're going to do just one more. Stay low in the hips if you can. Take breaks whenever you need. And when you're ready, just go the other way. Staying with hips down, knees pushing wide. Going for 3. Last one. Nice. As you come up, straighten the legs. So from here, you're going to turn your toes in, heels are going to come out wide. And then from here, you're going to start to send your hips forward in front of you. Knees can be a little bit bent if you need. You can lift your chest up to the ceiling a little bit. So standing separate leg arch. And then start to hinge forward from the hips, folding down at the waist. Adjust the stance however you need. Come on up. Hips forward, chest up. And then hinge forward. Fold at the waist. Let's come up one last time. So you're all the way up in it. And now, we're going to take hands behind the back. Interlace your hands and try to bring them away from the hips. You can try to straighten the arms. You can see mine don't straighten all that much or come that far away. And the fall could be just turned. So yeah, some people are going to have significantly more mobility in that direction. It's no shame. At least I don't feel shame about it. You can feel shame about it if you want. Interlace the hands behind you, chest up. One more visit to that back bend. And then let's fold forward from the waist, hinging at the hips. So give yourself a few moments here. Any variations throughout this whole thing that you like to take, always try to just make the practice your own. Let's release the arms down from here. And you're going to turn your feet out to about 45 degrees and start to lunge side to side in it. So coming from one leg to the other. So you can have the hands on the floor for support if you like. You can also go no hands. You can be trying to take this to seated from side to side. If you have trouble coming up from seated, feel free to use the hands as much as you need. And then eventually, let's just come back up to standing. Shake out the legs, breathe a bit. Just finishing up our last few standing pieces of this. We're going to step into a high lunge. So you can go with either leg forward. Take a nice long lunge, and then for a moment I want us to straighten out our front leg. Take this as an opportunity to kind of draw the tailbone under a bit, and then bend the front knee so you sit back down into it, low into the hips. So we'll stay low here, hands can be on the front thigh, or do whatever you like. We're going to take this back knee down, but try not to touch it down to the mat. Draw the tailbone under, engage the quad, straighten the leg. Let's do that one more time. Bend the knee, straighten the leg. And then we're going to come into a pyramid fold. So hands can come to the ground as you fold forward. If you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings, you can also take 2 blocks, 2 books, a foam roller, anything you need to bring the floor a little bit closer to you as you fold forward over your front leg. So you might be trying to get down close to the leg. Halfway might feel just great for you. And then if it's available to you, let's all come to that halfway lift position. You can look forward and have the arms back by your side. So you just have a little bit more of an active pyramid fold. I like to call this one the Naruto run. Thank you if you laughed at home, but understand if you didn't. It's okay. Relax the arms down, bend the front knee, and roll yourself up. Yeah, just like that. So we'll go ahead and switch legs. So you have the other leg forward now. And sit into the lunge for a moment, and then we'll straighten out the front leg. Draw the tailbone under, and then come back down into it. So kind of leading with that back leg hip flexor. From here, bend the back knee. Try to hover it, and then draw the tailbone under, straighten the back leg. We'll do that one more time. So you bend the back leg, and then straighten it out. Whew, good stuff. From here, hands to the ground, or at the box, pyramid fold. So you're straightening out the leg, starting to fold yourself forward. So give yourself a moment to kind of hang over the front leg. Feel free to keep a bend in the front knee if the hamstring is a little bit tight. And again, blocks for support or hands to the floor. Whatever works better for you in your practice. Let's come to our halfway lift feeling if we haven't already. And then if it's available to you, Naruto run. You're storming Area 51. One more breath here. And when you're ready, release down into a forward fold. Roll yourself up. Good stuff. Stand up like a person, shake out the legs, arms. Breathe, take a sip of water. On with the show. So the last thing we're going to visit is going to be our scissor stance and cross squat position. So blocks can definitely be a good option here. We can just take this piece by piece. You're pivoting on the balls of your feet, and you're letting the knees and the hips rotate. So it might just be like this, where the knees are kind of getting snug to each other. You might be able to sit into it and add a little bit of a twist. And then we'll take it back to the other side. Pivot on the balls of the feet if you can. You can also have the blocks ready, just in case you needed to catch yourself for balance. And we can practice sitting lower into it, either with the blocks or with the hands at the heart. And then just take a few moments to go from side to side. Pivoting, sitting into the hips. You might be able to come all the way down to the ground. And then we'll take it one more time all the way around to the other side. If you need to do one or two more to even out, or just get what you need out of it, take your time to get there. And eventually, we'll stand up. Whew. Good work, everyone. So let's take it down to a child's pose. So that's going to be your hips down on the heels, tops of the feet on the mat or toes tucked, whatever works better for you. And we're just going to be laying our body down over the thighs. So there's two main ways you can try out your child's pose. You can either go with the knees wide, and then the body is kind of laying down more in between the thighs. And that's really nice because it kind of works into the hips a little bit more. The other option is we can go more with a knees together position, and we can round the back a little bit more. So take a few moments to breathe in this position. And then when you're ready, let's crawl the hands over to the left side. So you're getting a right side body stretch. And then go over to the other side. Let the hips get heavy. Breathe into the rib cage and the lats. And then we'll come up to the center. We're going to come to a tabletop position where we'll do a little bit of work. So in your tabletop position, let's just start with our shoulder blades. You're going to let them draw together behind your back. And then you're going to push out tall from the shoulders so the shoulder blades spread. The back gets nice and wide. We'll do a few of those. Shoulder blades draw together. And then shoulder blades press wide. Do one more time. And then as you come up, we're going to lift the heels of the hands up off the ground. And as you find the heels of the hands off the ground, start to rock a little bit side to side. So you're just kind of rocking from first to fourth metacarpal, finger pad to finger pad. And then from here, you're going to take your thumbs and, like you're giving a thumbprint to the mat, reach your knuckles out to the sides of the room. So you're finding a stretch for the webbing of your thumb. Oftentimes people try to put their fists down and they don't really feel much. Think knuckles out to the side. I describe it as a feeling of like a middle split for the webbing of your thumbs. Give it another moment. Breathe. Really good. So we're going to come forward into a tabletop position. In the tabletop, I want us to turn one hand back to face the knees. And then turn your other hand back to face the knee. And then we're just going to keep rocking this side to side. So from hand to hand, finding the stretch in the forearms, rotation within the shoulder. And then when you're ready, let's take the arms out in front of us. So we're finding long arms, kind of like a puppy pose. The hips can be somewhat over the heels, or you could be sitting more back towards a child's pose. The idea is going to be that we start to roll from one side of the arms to the other. So you're kind of getting into the side body as you find this rotation and lengthening of the armpits. Give it a few more moments. And then when you're ready, sit the hips back to the heels. We're going to put the backs of the hands down and start to turn the wrists. So turning the hands to face a bunch of different directions. It's the same sort of thing we did on the other side of the hands. So from here, we're going to come forward to a tabletop position, and we're going to play with a few hip rotations. So we're going to just do the outer half of it. We're going to take our leg out to the side, and then heel and knee lift up as the leg comes back behind you. You can kind of bring the leg across the center line, and then bring it back to the armpit. We're just going to do like 3 more of those. Big circle all the way around to the back, and then bring the leg back forward. Do it one more time. Reach the leg back, even across the body, and bring it forward. And then we'll do the other side. So leg out to the side, the heel is driving up, and then bring it across a little bit, and then bring the knee forward towards the armpit. Circle it back, cross it over, and then bring the knee back to the armpit. Got just one more. Big sweep across, bring it to the front edge, let it down, and then from here we're going to slide out into our frog pose. So slide your knees out as wide as is comfortable. This is a moment that having something underneath your knees, if you're practicing on a harder surface, can be really nice. So things like pillows or blankets, and also being able to slide is really nice. So if it's on a smoother floor, that could be really good. So we don't necessarily want to be sitting back too far. We don't want to necessarily be too far forward. Trying to sit somewhere with the hips in line with the knees. And then we can play with moving the hips a little bit, rocking forward and backwards, playing with some pelvic tilts, kind of moving the hips and loosening things up. Another thing that we really like to play with a lot is one foot lifting up off the ground, so finding little internal rotations, getting into the corners of the hips. So take a few more moments here, savor it, enjoy it. Okay, maybe try to lift both feet up off the ground for a moment, and then enough enjoying it. So you're going to draw yourself forward, let the knees come in closer, find a seal stretch. So kind of like an up dog. I like to have the knees a bit off the ground, but there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can take a few shrugs of the shoulders, open the chest, kind of wiggle side to side through the hips. And then let's let this come all the way down to the belly. So you're coming down to your stomach. Get that out of the way. And you're going to bring your arms back by your side with the palms facing up. And with your inhale, lift your eyes, your chin, and your chest up. And we're going to find an external rotation in the shoulder. And then lower all the way down, internally rotating. So we're pressing the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift up. Arch, look up. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Lift on up. And this time, keep your breathing going. Arms are going to come in front of you. We're going to lift the legs up, something like 10 times. Okay, if you want to keep proceeding to 10, you can. Otherwise, just leave the legs up. Slide the arms back by your side and breathe. And stay, maybe squeeze the legs together. Maybe arms overhead. And release. You'll roll over to your side, and you're going to slide your arm underneath you, finding a side body stretch. So we don't want the shoulder to be coming up towards the ear. Kind of press the floor away, line up your body so that your legs are in line with the torso. Imagine the body can be squeezed between two panes of glass. Another breath or so here. And let's switch. Take it over to the other side, roll across. If the shoulder comes to the ear, as long as it's not hurting, it won't be too big a deal. You might find a deeper stretch if you push the floor away a little bit more from the grounded arm. And we'll come out of that. Let's bring the legs around to the front. So you're seated now. And for a moment, just stretch the arms up and start to fold forward. You can always bend the knees here as much as you need, or if it also feels hard to sit up straight, it can be a good option to take a cushion or multiple cushions to be able to find a little bit more ease. I especially like to put stuff underneath the bend in my knee if my knees are off the ground, to just make it a little bit of an easier forward fold. A few moments here. We'll let that much go. We'll take our hands behind us, and we're going to find a reverse tabletop position. So I'm doing this with my fingers facing forward. It could be out to the side or back. But as you're ready, you'll start to lift yourself up. You can relax the head back. Think broad chest, lifted hips. Easy breath. As you're ready, sit on down. So let's extend, let's say, the right leg out in front of us. You can take your right hand across to the outer edge of the left foot. Take your left hand behind you for some support. We're going to start to send the left leg forward and turn the chest back to the left. So if you need to sit back, you can. If you can stay more upright, go for that. And if you like, arm can float back behind you. One more breath here. Let's let that much go. Let's do the other side. So bend the other knee in, right knee, left hand the outside of the foot, and then start to stretch the leg forward. Turn the chest back, and then maybe float your arm back behind you. Last step, turning the chin over the shoulder. One more breath. And back to the center. We'll take one more visit to our reverse tabletop, or it can be your inclined plank. So often this will be a little bit easier with the hands turned outwards to get the hips all the way up. Keeping straight legs as you bridge up. As you're ready, pull the hips back through the arms, hover the hips off the mat, maybe keep the feet down, maybe lift the legs up, and sit. Stretch forward. Breathe. So from here, we're going to bend our right knee in. Your left leg is going to swim around behind you so that you can come up into a half pigeon. So take a moment where the hands are on the ground. You're kind of treating it like a lunge through the legs. And start to take a little bit of a back bend, lifting the chest up, head back. And an option, if you want it, you can bend the back knee and reach back and hold your foot, drawing the foot towards the butt or kicking back into the hand, or any variation that feels inviting to your body. One more breath or so here. Now take your time, and let's just go ahead and switch sides for now. Stay longer, pause the video if you want. We're going to bend the other knee in the front, and the other leg comes behind the back. So we'll start with the back bend. If it feels better for you, you might do something like taking a yoga block and putting it under your butt, or if it could be something softer but still firm enough to give you support, you can explore that. Find your back bend. And when you're ready, if you took the quad stretch, grab the back leg, take whatever variation you played with on the other side. And let that much go. So from here, we'll bring that leg back forward. Last little bit here, we're going to have the feet on the floor. We're going to start to round our spine as we roll back one vertebra at a time. Take the arms back over your head. Take a big inhale in. And with your exhale, reach forward and roll up. It's a strong exhale. Let's do two more. Rolling back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale. Come up. If you want, you can bring the feet together or the feet in closer. That makes it harder. Roll back. Inhale. Exhale up. Good. Last variation, we're going to just pause about halfway down. So whenever it gets nice and hard, that's where we're just going to hang out and deal with ourselves. For 5, come up an inch, come down an inch. 4, up an inch, down an inch. 3, up, down 2, up. 1, roll down to a hollow body, so lower back's on the ground with the feet off the mat. So you can do this with bent knees, you can be holding the legs, or you might try extending out longer to a hollow body position. For 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Lay on your back. From here, place your feet down flat on the floor and lift your hips up into a bridge. So you start to turn on the glutes and hamstrings. Find that activation of your backside body. Breathe easy. And then slowly roll yourself down. As you're ready, happy baby, you're going to hold the outer edges of the feet. So the knees can come out as wide as the armpits, feet somewhere above the knees. You might be grabbing big toes or inner knees if that works better for you. Just take a few moments here, letting the hips open up. And if you feel like it's calling to you, you can play with straightening out one leg or both legs at the same time, eventually working towards your straddle. So again, let's put our feet back down on the floor. Lift your hips up into the bridge. So you drive up through the hips. Find that stretch in the front, activation on the underside. And then you're going to either return to your happy baby, or this time, in the happy baby, you can kick the feet back over the head and start to roll into a plow pose. So plow pose can have very bent knees if you want. It can come a lot from your hips, it can come a lot from the back. or you just stay with something like your happy baby for now. As you're ready, slowly come out of it. You can stay laying on your back. The last thing we're going to do is going to be a twist. So we're going to set ourselves up in something like a fetal position with two knees stacked about in line with your hips. And from there, you're going to have your palms pressed. So your shoulders are kind of stacked. The twist is going to come as you start to roll the lifted shoulder down to the mat and take your arm out to the side, looking over the outreached hand. Then you can bend at your elbow, sweep that hand across the chest until you come to those palms being stacked. Let's do that one more time. Roll yourself down, find your twist, and one more. Coming in and out of it a few times just to kind of loosen up the pathway. And then as you come down to the mat, we'll just stay a few breaths. So you can stay with two arms reaching wide or one hand on the knee. And then you're going to shift your knees all the way to the other side. You might even do that a few times, finding a little bit of core stability, rotational strength. Eventually, settling with knees on the other side. So as we set up the other side, we come to this fetal position with the palms stacked. And then we're going to repeat the same process of rolling our back to the ground as we slide our arm across the other arm. So letting the arm come all the way out to the side, maybe turning the gaze over the hand, and then backtrack that. Go the other way. Stack the shoulders. We'll do that 2 more times. Roll your back to the ground, arm out to the side, stretch across the chest, and then take the arm across. Last one, we're going to stay in this one again. So you can slide across, turn the gaze over your left shoulder, and then your right hand or your hand that's on the side of the knees can deepen your twist a little bit, or give you at least a little bit of something to root against. Find your breathing here, and just feel the breath move through the body. Deep inhales, expanding in all directions. Exhale, settling, letting go, releasing tension. Give yourself space for about one more breath in it. And as you're ready, relax in the middle. Let your body spread out, lay on your back, Shavasana style. Close your eyes and let everything be easy. And if you want a few moments here to work in any additional poses or stretches that seem to be calling to you, take however much time you need to kind of make the practice your own. As you do feel ready to rest laying on your back, we'll do a little bit of a guided relaxation. So this is a progressive relaxation. I'll cue you to engage parts of your body before releasing them completely. So the idea is how quickly can we go from 100% tension to 0% tension. So this will start with our right leg. We're going to start by just lifting our right leg off the ground 1 inch. Squeezing the leg as tight as you possibly can, feeling all the muscles engaged tight around the bone. We want to feel the muscles fighting each other, working in no particular direction, just using energy. So much tension, and then in an instant release, just let it drop. And then we'll go to the left leg. Engage the left leg, lift it 1 inch or 2 off the ground. Feel muscles all the way from the foot to hip start to engage and tense. Feel how that tension doesn't even stay put. It kind of radiates into the lower back. Squeeze the quads and hamstrings and knees and calves. And then release, relax. Squeeze the muscles of your butt. Feel yourself lift up off the ground. Feel the muscles engage super tight. They clench, they squeeze, they work so hard to take you nowhere. Squeeze, 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 and then release. Do less. We'll work our way up to the core and belly and rib cage. Feel everything draw into the center. Right at the solar plexus, everything engages, everything forms a tight corset around your center. Squeeze all the muscles of the back and the abs until you get smaller and smaller, and then release. Let it go. Squeeze the hands into tight fists. Squeeze the arms. Let the arms lift an inch off the mat. Feel tension radiate from your hands to your forearms, elbows, arms, shoulders. So much tension, so much power. Release. Do less. Moving to the face. Feel the muscles of the face scrunch and work. The forehead wrinkles, the eyes close, the cheeks scrunch, the nose and the jaw clenches. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. The last thing we'll hold and release will be our breath. So go ahead and empty out your lungs. Let go of all the effort, all the air. And then take a deep inhale, gather up old effort and old tension in the body. Hold yourself full at the top. Let it go with a soft sigh. And we'll do that one more time. Let that exhale lead to an even bigger inhale. Gather up all the effort, all the old tension. Feel your body expand in all directions. Squeeze everything. Hold at the top. And release. And then just give yourself a moment to watch. Nothing to fix. Nothing to change. Just noticing your body in space, feeling the work you've done resonate through the muscles and joints, feeling the mind a little bit calmer than before, a little bit more aware of yourself. Follow your breathing, long, slow inhales, complete exhales. Inhales, expansion, moving outwards into the universe. Exhales, releasing, going inwards. And then just follow that rhythm for a few more moments. Easy breaths in, slow breaths out. Continue resting here as long as you like. And when you're ready to move again, move slowly. But that's pretty much it. Good practice.